we've already got Bill's thousands and thousands of followers tuned in on Periscope right now.
We actually had a lot of engagement via Periscope during your session this morning as you kicked it off in the beginning. So I wanted to give viewers in my audience a little bit more details about what you were talking about here at T3 Enterprise. And one of those was the conversation around the DOL, the fiduciary reviews. You talked about all firms should be providing a fiduciary process and overview for accounts large and small. So I want to give you an opportunity to share a little bit more about that.
Yeah, well, you know, I think what we're seeing is that a lot of firms in the industry have sort of said, well, I'm not sure this applies to me, right? Like, I'm already a fee-based advisor, I'm already a fiduciary. You know, I don't. Another one we hear is, I don't work with 401ks. Well, the Department of Labor is effectively, in the rules that they're promulgating right now, talking about applying all of their new standards to any individual retirement account.
Any retirement account.
Any
IRAs,
individual retirement
401ks.
account. So that means that you know, the DOL effectively becomes sort of the de facto third regulator of the industry. And that's a huge change. And I think it affects firms in a couple of different ways. Number one, it means that they've got to figure out how to do real fiduciary reviews, and they're not used to doing that for small accounts. They're used to selling a few mutual funds. Some of these, you know, non-fee, non-fiduciary kinds of firms, they sell a few a few mutual funds or something into that account, brokerage products, and then that's that. At the end of the day, those accounts are going to have to be transitioned to be, you know, fee-only fiduciary accounts. They're going to have to figure out how to do the reviews. So part of what we rolled out today is the one-click fiduciary review, the ability to pull in the data around that client, what we already know, what we've captured from a risk questionnaire, for example, or from any discussion of risk with them, pull all that data together, take a snapshot of it, add some notes, attach some documents if need be, and say, hey, we've got a documented fiduciary review, and we can do that in 2 minutes for simple accounts.
Because if I think about where advisors are positioned today, they're probably building spreadsheets. They're probably collecting some of this information about your risk tolerance over the phone or even through an in-person meeting. And you start doing the math on smaller accounts, the numbers of clients that are in the business. It's going to take months to go through that process.
And then it's going to take, you know,
a lot of time and a lot of paperwork to transition those accounts to different portfolios. That's what often is the result of a fiduciary review.
Once you do the review, then you have to act
on it. And so, you know, a big part of what we discussed today was just making it one click easy for advisors to implement those processes. So they can you know, take a current portfolio, they can apply a different model to it, push that to their trading platform, right? Then on the other hand, the compliance team can get real-time visibility in that, see when advisors are making mistakes. Not that advisors ever make mistakes.
No, but it's nice to have the compliance to do the supervision of it.
Exactly. And
be able to just see what the changes are, you know, so less of the compliance department, you know, sort of taking up the advisor's time, more of the compliance team being able to see that, understand it, see what's going on, and again, one-click processing that makes it all go through quickly.
So another tweet that got a lot of engagement, retweets, and favorites that I had was about your real-time wealth management enterprise. So Riskalyze certainly is well known for the online risk assessment, generating that patented risk number. But now you have the autopilot solution as well as compliance cloud that you're funneling all together into this real-time wealth management enterprise system. So tell me more about the opportunity you see to expand beyond that risk assessment and the risk number generation to do an end-to-end solution that you talked about today.
Well, we see enterprises rolling this out. They've been rolling out our different products in a number of different ways to try to solve those problems. And what we really saw as an opportunity was the chance to bring those products together as
a seamless solution to say, if you roll this out, what we have called the real-time wealth management enterprise, you've got a place where your advisors are going to align clients with risk, do those reviews, push things through for straight-through processing. You've got real-time visibility into that, for your compliance team, and you've got that platform for your clients to do that client-driven advisor-assisted service where that makes sense. Again, we don't think that the industry is going to get anywhere by photocopying the robo-advisor business model. We think the robo-advisor business model is flawed. But when you give clients the ability to do the 80% of the work that they want to do on their own, turns out that they will pay you 100% of the time for being accessible to them for the other 20% of the work.
I think about the real-time wealth management enterprise where that Riskalyze assessment always offers that ability to connect with an advisor to have a more meaningful conversation about risk. With the autopilot solution, you're emphasizing the relationship and the conversation of the advisor, and even on the compliance, you have the back office human supervision to make sure everything is in order. So the online advisors, robo-advisors, are eliminating the human interaction in order to be profitable.
Right.
But in each segment of your solution, there is that interactivity, there is that human connection.
Well, we just think that's the business model that wins the future. And at the end of the day, where we have spent the first couple of years
focused on helping advisors understand the risk first piece, I think what you're seeing is us transition to helping them leverage that risk first piece into actually driving the asset flow. And that's what I think makes it more effective and more automated, and gives them a way to compete with the lower costs that their robo friends are bragging about, but frankly compete in a better way, because if we try to out-robo the robo-advisors, we'll lose.
Correct.
If we play on our playing ground and say we're going to deliver human-driven technology-assisted advice, I think that's the business model that wins the future.
I agree. There's so much price anchoring on that 25 basis point level that consumers are like, I can get everything I need for 25 basis points, but a solution like your new
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I think robo-advisors are saying you can get everything you need for 25 basis points.
Their marketing
Consumers
message.
actually are saying something else. And again, I say tax preparation is such a fantastic analogy, where consumers on about a 4-to-1 basis, choose to spend 8 to 10 times as much money to get what they actually need, which is human-driven, technology-assisted help doing tax preparation. Okay, if you think tax preparation is complicated, try wealth management. Okay, so I'm very confident that that advisors can continue to justify 100 basis points going forward when they're delivering real behavioral coaching, real financial planning, real tax assistance, and the commoditized stuff of what they do, which is the same thing as what their robos do. That just they're able to drive down the cost and complexity of delivering that.
Well said, well said. Thank you for extending the conversation beyond your session here at T3 Enterprise. I hope this was useful for our Periscope viewers paying attention. Make sure you get those hearts out there. Michael Kitsis is training me well to
get the hearts,
actively solicit it. Excellent. And also share this feed with your community and watch for more Periscopes. Watch the Twitter feed for the conference T3 2015, because just like with you, Aaron, we're going to be breaking away to have more continued conversations after the main sessions to figure out where this crazy world of enterprise wealth management is headed.
Okay, thanks
so much, Aaron. Enjoy the rest of the event, okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.